Too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now. With over 35 years in business, top shelf customer service, and innovative commercial insurance solutions, here's what our commercial trucking community says about Seabright.
I haven't had a claim as of yet, but I would rate them at a 5 just based on customer service. How nice everyone is when I call with questions. Robbie.
I am glad I made the switch. I saved roughly $450. A huge difference. Saving big with Seabright. Darlene.
I have nothing but great things to say. Incredible answering my questions, helping me set up my policy, making sure everything is correct. Super friendly. Anthony.
If you're a Swift transportation contractor, Contractors Corner Consulting Group and Seabright have a special rate just for you. When you call, mention you are a Swift contractor and you are interested in the Contractors Corner deal to save and keep more of your money in your pocket. Not a Swift contractor? No problem. Mention Contractors Corner and let us show you the savings.
We asked the Seabright team to help us help contractors save and keep more money. What they came up with exceeded by far what we thought was possible.
Call now to see what you can save. Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466.
Yeah! Tuesday! It's the 18th of July! I mean, hey everybody, what's going on? Hope y'all are well. Hope they didn't blast your ears out. I just, throwing Jeff up here because his face was just funny. He's like, oh, here he goes. This guy is off his freaking rocker.
Yep.
That was purely in the moment, Jeff. In the moment, man. Just, let's be a jackass.
Were you just telling James to stop drinking earlier?
Right? I should be drinking, but I'm not. I could have used it today. Today's been a weird day. I was telling Jeff earlier, like the day was, God, just, I couldn't get a hold of the day. And he was just like, quit crying, noob. I'm like, oh my God. Chris the trucker, how could you almost forget the stream when you were the first one to comment today? I'm just saying. I don't remember what time it was. It was crazy early, like 8 o'clock this morning. But whatever, bro. Oh, how are you all doing? Who all's up in here? Bear Hunter, I see Bear Hunter. He's driving, shouldn't be typing. So Bear Hunter, don't do it. He said he might park though. That's a funny message I clicked on. James Vaughn, good to see you. I know Craig Hutchinson's in here somewhere. Matt Nissen. Howdy, everyone, he said. Trucker Dan. Just got to throw that out there. I can't help myself. It's like a compulsion. Oh, Lord. How's everybody doing? Where you at, Jeff?
Somewhere in Texas.
Somewhere in Texas, Jeff is parked and happy.
Prince Ollie, fabulous,
Dude, stop it with the Aladdin music. God,
I got it stuck in his head earlier.
Oh my God, again you did it to me. CW, what's going on, man? First since they went live. I don't know. I missed it. Maybe it was. I wasn't looking at the chat. So.
Oh, they beat us. Swift beat us to the punch.
No, they didn't. You know why? I put it out yesterday in the private community, Jeff.
Yeah, but they beat us publicly.
Well,
it just came out like 2 minutes before we did our report.
Oh yeah. Well, whatever. Craig's in Jonestown.
Yeah, Craig's going around putting Contractors Corner cards on people's windshield that still have the Swift camera.
He is. It's great.
We're really digging that.
Jim Wall, what's going on, buddy? Blackbeard. Hey, man. Hey, guys, heading through the Smoky Mountains, headed to North Carolina. I have to go tomorrow morning to somewhere in Alabama that I'm unaware of. I mean, it's in my phone. I don't know where it is. I think I'm picking up tires.
Oh, did you
Taking
get a
those.
load?
Yeah. Well, so Sue should hit me. She sent me 2 loads, but I got this weird thing. So she sent me 2 loads. One picked up in Albany, Georgia, at like the beer distributor there in town,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going over to like Mills, Florida, or something like that. I don't know, but it said it had to be picked up by midnight tonight, and I'm like, I can't make that pickup. I'd already committed to being here live in the show today, you know what I mean? And we had some stuff we wanted to talk about. So I'm like, oh, I can't do that. She's like, no, it's okay. You can pick it up late as long as you make on-time delivery. I'm like, I'm so not cool with that right now. We got so much
Right.
going on this week, and oh man, you know. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna set my PTA for Sunday because we're driving up to Indiana and we're gonna be doing the show up there this week, and the truck show and the expo and the serious thing and just all this stuff. I'm like, she's like, look, take the second load, because she had me stacked with 2. It was a short one basically to get me a trailer and over towards closer to Alabama. And then I have a load out of Alabama up to Illinois with tires. So I don't know, man. And then she's like, look, take the second load. And then she got me a trailer solution, and I told her that I would eat the deadhead on it because it was a lot of deadhead.
Mm.
That was, kind of a sticky point with it. And I didn't want them to, you know what I mean? I don't want to stick it to them for my silly choice. And I was just going to grab an empty trailer and deadhead up to Indiana. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I was like, whatever. But anyhow, so yeah, it's been a day, and Sue's probably going to choke me. Life on 18 wheels, brother. I'm so sorry about your window, man. That sucked, dude. I can't believe somebody popped your window on the Ocala yard. That is not cool.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
His truck was parked on the Ocala yard, and the gate was left open because, it's broken again. And someone got in there, popped his, I believe it was the passenger side window, broke it, shattered it everywhere. And I believe they got a phone. I don't know what else they got, but I think they got one of his phones, and he was like tracking it. What happened with that, man? I'm curious. Yeah, it just sucked, man. Jonah Green, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Christopher. Sue's laying down the law. She's like, just take it.
That's why I didn't call Sue.
Right. And I look, she spent the last 2 days trying to find me freight, and that Amazon load, they would not reschedule it. So that one wasn't going to work. It was a bummer, but whatever.
Let's do the Swift surcharge.
Yep, let me get that.
And
My
get
bad.
those numbers out to everybody, and then we'll talk about the expo a little bit, and then we're going to do a little walkthrough of the new platform we're using.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to push this button, and Jeff is going to do the fuel surcharge.
No, I'm not.
Watch this. Oh, I missed the button because you did the finger over the camera. You are dirty, Squid. Good Lord. All right. So the national diesel fuel cost average did not move. It stayed dead even at 3.806. The West Coast Pad 5 went up 0.005 to 4.465. That brings our fuel surcharge over here at the Swift Contractor World to 0.418, which is the same as last week. No change. And the West Coast fuel surcharge stayed the same at 10 cents. So there you go. That is the fuel surcharge. I'll get it scrolling across the bottom. And yeah, let's make some things happen, Captain.
Oh, I see how it is. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll just wait. How the heck? Charley,
what happened,
I don't know about. I was gonna try and put you up, and all I see is remove. I don't know what you did. Technology.
You know what I did? I made you the solo layout. The little box at the top left of your screen.
Oh, okay.
Of your preview. Yeah. That makes you solo.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, let me throw this banner up. You talk for a second while I click on buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me throw this one. Oh, that's not the one. I'm going to throw the top one up today.
Which
I
one?
like
What
it
are you
up there.
doing? You're doing
Moving
stuff.
logos around.
Okay.
There's comments rolling.
Darian
Good Lord.
Thompson. Hey there, Darian.
What's up, man?
Chris the Trucker says, as Jeff said, text you better make sure to get some Whataburger. Yeah, you know, the thing about that is I've got this diabetes things going on, so I eat a keto diet.
He got the beaties.
Yep. Turns out that drinking 2 of the big cans of Monster every day for 14 years does not do good things to you.
Sure. Blame the monster.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear that or blame my mom, and I can't do that. She's
I
my
don't know.
mom.
I don't know. That's like a thing to do these days, isn't it?
Well, for millennials, I'm a Gen X.
It's not my fault. My daddy kicked me in the junk when I was 3, so I can't get a job today. I'm sorry.
My dad did hit me in the forehead with a baseball when I was 4.
Look, I should probably be in jail because my son punched me in the balls one day, and I got upset, and I said, "Look, don't do it again." He laughed and did it again. So I knocked him flat on his back on the floor, pushed him down like that, grabbed both his ankles, put my right foot in his junk, and pulled up on his ankle like that.
Oh,
You know what he
okay.
never did again? Never punched me in the junk. But you know what? Mess like that to get you arrested these days. This was 30 years ago. Don't be looking at me like that, people.
Statute of limitations is only 5, I think. So you're
right. Good. Right.
No, so it's become a tradition. Both of my older boys have also been hit in the forehead by a baseball while playing catch with their father.
Nice.
So, you know.
I think that's fair. So Whataburger, this intrigues me because you know what? To this day, I've never eaten there.
It's good. It's real good.
I've heard it's great. I just I don't know. I don't make the opportunity, and the opportunity doesn't arise. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going out of my way to hit a spot, usually. Maybe Gordon Ramsay. But whatever.
Matt Nissa says the old metal yard dart to my head explains a lot now. So let me tell you something. I've been trying to get my hands on a set of good old 1980s vintage lawn darts. You cannot find them. They've like you know those urban legends when you hear some toy was dangerous, so they banned it. Dude, you cannot find these things anywhere. It was literally banned.
It's horrible.
And when you look it up, it's because like worldwide,
yeah,
four kids got hurt.
People like me used to play chicken with lawn darts. You stood on opposite sides of the yard, and you threw them at each other, trying to make one stick in their foot.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who took one in the top of the foot, watched it the whole way. He won.
When I was in Boy Scouts, we used to play a game called Stretch.
Stop right there. Nobody, this is not that kind of show, Jeff. Oh my God.
Hey, you take a knife and you throw it at the dude's feet.
Oh.
And he's got you can only move 1 foot to go get the knife. And you throw it at the other guy's feet.
With that. Totally.
And if you can get them to move their feet, they lose. It's great.
You know what?
Huh.
Life on 18 Wheels gave me an answer. Stole my cameras and guitar, destroyed my microwave and TV. Dude, did you piss somebody off?
Yeah, that sounds like vengeance right there.
And a couple other things. That sucks, bro. God. Oh, and you just got camera stuff, right? Because Life on 18 Wheels has plans to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And Jason said, can you claim lot lizards entertainment expense? Asking for a friend, of course.
Depends on if they have a certificate from a massage school, I think.
Oh, there's a twist. Wait, is that a twist or is that a rub? What? Is it both?
See what happens when I actually talk. Charley just turns it into something.
If it's both, you better leave a good tip. Oh, we're going somewhere. This is not okay. Good Lord. Craig Hutchinson is laughing and crying.
Yeah. So what are we doing this week, Charley? We're trying to get to Indiana.
We are trying to get to Indiana because we have the Expeditors Expo that we will be attending, and I guess we're going to be on a panel on the 22nd at the Expo. We'll be doing some chatting with some peoples. Jeff Rosie and I are going to be wandering around, shooting some video, trying to get some interviews on people, see if we can learn some stuff. And on Friday at 9 a.m., well, subject to change, we believe it's supposed to be 9 a.m. Friday. We will be on the Road Dog channel speaking with our host, Jimmy Mack and Colton Lawrence on Sirius XM.
Yep. About 20 minutes of airtime, 30-minute segment.
Right.
It'll be fun.
So, yeah, I'm like actually excited about it. I'm not going to lie, a little bit nervous. That's a lot of people. I mean, it's just 2 people there, right? That's usually what
but the listenership is just over 1 million, I guess.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, my gosh.
You never think about that when you're listening to these guys on the radio. About how many people actually. Yeah. About how many people actually listen to them. So.
Well, that's like when we do the show, with our tens of viewers, we, it's
tens
just a one-on, it's just a one-on-one conversation, Pardon me while I make fire.
Finally got some fuel in there.
Dude, I've had to fill this thing up twice today. I think it might be leaking. That's probably bad. I need to get a new one. But guess what? I didn't get time to go over to that store today. So, yeah, Indiana, y'all. Anyone going to be up in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, we will be there the 21st and 22nd at the Expeditors Expo. And I believe it's in conjunction with the Crossroads of America truck show, which is kind of sharing space or something like that. I just know about the Expeditors Expo side of it because that's where we were invited to. So that was cool. We launched officially the website last week, kind of slid it out there and threw it out there, and we've been making some little tweaks to it and things like that. So if you do go to contractorscorner.cc, you can find some info about what's going on, and there's links to the YouTube shows and some information about Jeff and myself and Donna and eventually about Rosie, things that we're doing, things that we got coming up. Jeff's blog is on there, Jeff's action blog. What? And that's a cool thing. I'm trying to get him to record an audio version of it or something like that, or a podcast based around it. And so we're working on that. That's going to be cool. I think it'll be fun once we get
it down. Right now there's an intro blog up there. If you guys want to read that, kind of explains what my idea is for the project.
Yeah.
And then Monday will be the first drop of the actual blog. So, and it'll be every Monday. And what we're thinking is maybe doing a midweek podcast to expound on the concepts in the blog and take questions live. So
I think it'll be fun. And I did find a platform that we could do live podcasts, Jeff.
Nice.
And it's compatible with the website. It was one of those 2.
Okay.
So we just got to talk. It's got a price tag on it. So we got to talk about that thing because, money, adulting, whatever, So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about the things we got coming up, the stuff we're working on. And we officially, so those of you in the private Facebook group have had access to the private community that we built and are actively building and expanding upon and getting ideas from you guys and from us on, what else should we add to it, things like that. And as of today, we opened up our 10% Sirius XM special price. It's 10% off our already discounted annual fee and 10% off the monthly rate if you want to go that route. I assure you that the annual fee is way less than going month to month. The cool thing about the deal is if you lock yourself into that deal, before it goes away on August 1st, then you will have that deal for as long as you keep your account in good standing.
Yep.
So, whatever deal you get in on, that's the deal you're going to be on until we have another deal, and we probably won't have a deal better than that. The Facebook folks, unfortunately, or fortunately for them, were offered a pretty good deal because they've been in that private Facebook group for quite some time, and we wanted to give them a special little treat, so we did that. And so, yeah, but that deal is going away. They've only got 2 days left to get in on that deal. So, guys, if you're in the private Facebook group, you got to get in on that deal before the 20th, because come the 20th, that deal is gone and will not return. We apologize, but adulting, business stuff, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I did want to give you guys a quick peek at the community, just kind of a quick overview of what it looks like and things like that. And Jeff, you want to talk a little bit while I navigate the screens?
I suppose.
Try something like that. Let me make
that. There it is.
Let me make that larger. Let me get rid of the logo so we're not blocking stuff. Let me drop our.
So we're using Rosie's account for this. So you'll notice that's her name up there, because we wanted to show you what it's going to look like to you guys, not what we see as administrators when we log in.
Right, because we have her set up as a standard member right now.
So you notice it does look a little like social media, but there's some key differences here. Number one, since we own it and it's a subscription service, we have a no troll guarantee on this thing.
Right.
Because we can absolutely control who's in there. So the rules that we set up, I can't remember, did we actually put rules up, Charlie, yet?
I mean, I don't think so.
They're what you would expect. Don't disrespect people, all that neat stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to agree, but don't be a jackass.
Jerk. Right. Don't be a jerk about it.
My bad.
So one of the things that we like about the structure of it is, if you look there to the left of the screen, you'll see, the feed, the discovery. You can look up who's a member, and you can PM them in network without giving your information away to a Facebook type thing. Events, that's where we'll be able to post, when our classes are going to be, which we're going to start the first class. What date is it? It's going to be the Tuesday after next, and that'll be our fuel mileage class. Then you got the general stuff. You got Contractors Corner. That's the main feed. And what you're going to see there is basically everything everybody's saying anywhere.
Yeah, those are the 4 spaces as they're known.
Right. So this is where it gets a little different. And if we all use this the way it was designed, I think you're going to like it. So right now, Rosie is subscribed to Jeffrey's Book Corner and Mechanics Corner.
Right.
So if you got a mechanical question, go ahead and click on Mechanics Corner and go to feed. And if you see someone just touching their junk like that, click on the picture.
Right, because I was not sure what Matt was showing us in that picture earlier. I did not realize what was happening. We had
we were thinking that we might have to kick Matt out. So so click on the picture if it doesn't look right.
Right, expand the picture. But what he was talking about was he got an alignment done, and he was showing before and after alignment.
Yep. So go back. So any of your mechanical questions, go into Mechanics Corner, and that'll notify us right away that there's a question of a mechanical nature, and we can get on that for you guys. You got a recommendation for a book, or if you want to join the discussion on the books that I select for you guys, that's going to be in the book corner. I'm not sure why. Click see more.
See more. Why don't I
on the menu on the left?
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, because Rosie hasn't joined Donna's Home Center yet, which is easy enough to do for if it's one of the public groups there and you're not a member of one of those groups, or maybe you don't want to be. I mean, that's cool too. You get to pick which of the spaces they're called, or what we call corners, you want to be a member of. And to join it, look at this. You simply click on it, and now it shows up on her general tab over here.
Right. And so that's one of my wife's projects.
She's a homebody crafty lady.
You know, she's going to be talking about stuff she's learned over the years on the home front there. She's also going to have, yes, that took them all day. She's also going to have a hidden group, just so everybody's aware. So if you have a significant other that's not driving the truck, she's going to have a space just for them, and for them to get access to it, all you got to do is message us and we'll send you a special link for them to access that. And what that's designed to be, and this is something we discussed at length over several weeks, maybe a month, I can't remember. One of the things in our industry that is missing is a spousal support group. Now, I know it's 2023, so I should probably say significant or some other thing, but that's the way my mind works. You know, these people that we leave at home, they have issues that they need to work through that we need to not be part of sometimes. Right?
Sometimes they need a place to vent. Kind of like we have away from planners in the company and all that stuff. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, I just want to touch on something real quick. So if you look on this menu on the left side, you'll see Contractors Corner and the little number 5 next to it. That means there's 5 items in there that she hasn't seen yet. Mm-hmm. Jeff's Book Corner has 1. So if I click on Jeff's Book Corner, you'll see that, there was along the top here, table contents, feed, chat, events, discovery. Oh, and by the way, all these spaces have their own little chat space. It's kind of a live chat thing. If you post something there, it'll be there. When someone comes in and sees it, they'll be able to respond to it. So we click on chat and just like, hey, this group will focus on books that will teach us on how to be more successful. My selections will be mostly books that are available in audio, ebook, or print editions. I'm not reading the rest of that because I'm going to get all tongue-tied and look stupid. So I'm not doing it.
Oh, you just don't want to read because you're one of the people I'd say in the next sentence. So if you're not a reader, don't feel left out of this group. Get the Audible and give it a listen. I'll provide links to the Amazon to get the books ahead of scheduled discussions. And I do have a few ideas for books that I like. I'm open to suggestions. You know, there's only about 10 million books on business and success out there.
I think maybe 9.999 million.
Yeah. So, you know, there's some that I may have missed over the years. And if you've got a book that you're like, hey man, we should talk about this book, put it in there and we'll get it on the list. Ideally, I'd like to do 1 or 2 books a month, depending on how long they are. You know, like the one I'm reading right now is called Atomic Habits. It's only a couple 100-page long. I think the Audible's like 5 or 6 hours.
Right.
So that one's not going to take much time to get through. But you got some longer ones. Like if we get into like a Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, that thing's a monster book, man. That's like that thick. So that might take a little more time to digest and get through.
And on these posts, I mean, members can post and create their little posts and things like this, like we do in the other places that we are frequently in. And you can leave comments. Like we're going to be like Mark here. This was a great post by Mark. Hey, Charlie and Jeff just joined today. I've completed 1,068 miles on his birthday. Pretty cool. And a lot of people agreed and we cheered him on. You hit this little heart. It's like, woohoo, good job. It's like a thumbs up, I guess. And then you can be like, hey, Mark, Charlie is the best husband ever. And congrats. And then you can leave your comment just like that. Simple. Mark's going to look at that and be like, what the heck is happening here? But, you know, it's cool. And let's say you don't like it. 3 dots, edit, delete, share it, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
It's actually really easy to navigate and get things going. And, we're going to have videos and stuff in here. So right now we're kind of in the bare bones state of it. We want to get some discussions going and things like that before we start expanding upon it. And what we're looking for is your guys' ideas as far as, I mean, we have some of our own ideas, don't get us wrong, but we'd like to know what you, the community, would like us to build and what things you think would help you do better. What information would you like us to touch on? And we would absolutely touch on that stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Even with classes, we are Charlie and Jeff. We're not professional college professors or anything.
right.
So give us a bit to polish some things. But the first class we decided to do is going to be the evolution of fuel management, and we're going to go over everything from IFTA and hey, what if you use the Swift fuel route versus fuel book versus ES Advantage, and break it all out in detail on how to best manage your fuel. Because I'm telling you that is such low-hanging fruit, Charlie.
Right. And we have a webinar platform to do all this in, and it's just so many more tools we have now.
And so once a session of a class is complete, we'll reformat it and do some things because we'll be recording the classes as well, and they will show up under the classes tab, under the classes tab or whatever they call it. See how new we are at this? Yeah, the classes tab. And you can view them whenever you want. Obviously, if you can make the live sessions, then you can ask us questions live. You'll get your answers a lot sooner, because especially with IFTA, Charlie. We think we know how to explain it pretty well, but how many times do we get the doe in the headlight look from people?
Right. Oh yeah.
And it's something that you absolutely must understand, is how IFTA works and how it affects your business. Because if you don't understand IFTA, you cannot shop for fuel correctly.
Right.
And you'll end up paying too much.
Hey, and Craig just recommended a book on Jeff's book corner there. And you can see right here, he said the Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman. And then Rosie commented, because she's such a wonderful person, she said, hey, Craig, did I mention what an amazing husband Charlie is?
Yep. And just like that, so that comment came up on Charlie's system. And just now, I got the notification on my system that, hey, you have a message in Jeffrey's Book Corner.
And is the site mobile friendly? Well, Chris the Trucker, yes, it is. They even have their own mobile apps for the iOS app and Android. So, yes, it is.
So let's explain this a little bit. So if you want to subscribe and you have an iPhone,
right,
you're going to have to use your browser to subscribe. And the reason is that iOS, if you were to go through the App Store, download the app and sign up for it through the App Store instead of online, they're going to charge you an extra $5 for that. So we just didn't even put that as an option on the sign up form.
Right.
You're going to have to go out on the web to do it. I mean,
but once you sign up from the web, you're gold.
Yeah, once you sign up on the web, you can go ahead and log into the app and use the app if you prefer.
And CW said, isn't that against the terms of service, logging in as someone else and posting as them? Jeff, think you might have to discipline him. Him who? Rosie's posting that of her own free will. What do you mean? I don't even know what you're saying. And CW said, yes, it is. It is friendly to mobile. So, yeah.
I thought he was saying, yes, it's against the terms of service.
Well, it could be too. Just saying. Who reads that stuff? I just click OK and move on. Whatever.
So
yeah, we're pretty excited about this stuff.
Be careful with that, because South Park did a thing on that called the Human Sentai Pad.
Right. Oh God, I just got busted.
Uh-oh. Rosie's in the house.
Yeah, Rosie posting great comments to people about what a wonderful husband she has in the mighty community. I'm just saying. So yeah, let's move on here. News stories.
So do we want to out Rosie and Wanda real quick, and what we see them doing in the future for people?
We have some plans for them. Yeah, I don't.
They are bilingual. That's the big thing I want to say.
Yeah, they're going to be our translators and do some stuff for us down the road here. We've got some plans for them. Don't know if we want to dip too deep into it yet, but just know that there is some bilingual or multilingual stuff coming soon for those of you who have significant others that may not speak of the English as good as, proper people, because that ain't me either. I don't speak either. Yeah, Rosie's out there in the truck getting it ready for work. That's funny, and I'm in here screwing around on this show. Just saying. Rosie, your account's been hacked. Watch out. I don't even know what. I'm just saying. So yeah. we got some stuff coming up in the near future, hopefully mid future, long future. We've got plans for all those time frames, really. And so we hope that you guys will join us in the community. We're probably going to be a little less active on the Facebooks, because this is where our focus is going to be, is over on this community. So, I mean, we're just trying to be upfront and real about it. People are paying money to be over in this group, and we're going to focus on those folks and their needs, because that's what it's about. Let's just be real. That's business. So don't take it personal or anything like that. But we just don't like the Facebook format and all their crappy rules and this and that and the trophies and everything else. I'm just over it. We're both over it. So, yeah. So we hope you join us over there. I mean, we're not abandoning the Facebook group completely. Just don't expect us to be there as frequent as we have been in the past.
Correct.
We appreciate you guys, and we hope you guys come over. And if you don't, then, that's your choice, and that's cool. We expect many of you will. And quite a few of you have started making that transition. But if you're in the Facebook groups, remember, that deal ends on the 20th. So get in while you can. And you're going to lock yourself in for that lifetime, as long as you keep yourself a current member.
Yep.
We could take a peek at the website, Jeff.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Okay.
Let me close this share out and do some stuff.
Okay.
You're welcome. You like that? How I did that?
No.
You're welcome. I know how much you like being up there. Today's Jeff Morton title is The Ether Bunny Victim 1991. For anyone who is keeping track of his titles on a weekly basis.
I'm trying to get on as a guest on H2.
I have a random phone in my office.
That's awesome.
It's the business phone. Dang it. It's too far away.
So Charlie hates dead air, so gosh, that's like weird.
I know.
So unexpected.
There we go. You're welcome. Enjoy that sound. I don't even know who's calling. It's like across the room. It's really loud, right?
It is.
So look, here you go. We're going to make this large. So when you go over to contractorscorner.cc, right now you're going to see our current deal up there for our little special deal, 10% off our regular price. That deal is going to be good from the 18th, which is active right now, until the 1st of August. And if you scroll down, you can click on that, and it will take you over there to the sign up page for the community. You can pick your little plan and stuff like that, or it's kind of cool. Anyhow, let me go back to. Oh wait, you didn't see that switch on your screen. My bad. I apologize. I wasn't sharing that screen. Anyhow, back to this. So if you, good Lord, I'm a train wreck, Jeff.
Yes.
So here's a quick little peek at our little website that we got going on. There's some stuff about Jeff and I and our big ugly faces and pictures of trucks and stuff like that, and the people that we're doing business with in the background, folks that we like. If you click on this little deal here, that's going to take you over to our show stuff on the YouTubes for all our live feeds. This one here is actually going to take you to a page that will show that. Oh, man, because it opened a new page, it didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, so tell you what, pop on over to contractorscorner.cc and poke around in the group or in the page there, and you'll see some stuff. Anyhow, this is going to take you to some past videos, the last few videos. and you'll be able to watch them right there on the website if you'd like to, instead of going over to YouTube. You can click on this little menu deal over here and get to various places such as events. And look at that, we got an event coming up the 21st and 22nd at Expedite Expo. You can click on there for some info, things of that nature. Let me go back to the menu. What else we got up in here? You can contact us, our mission and values, recommendations, our team, articles and links, Jeff's weekly action blog, a call to action. There you go. That's his intro deal. And by all means, check it out. It's not a long read, and he's going to give you the quick layout of what it is and what he plans to do with that, and that's going to be kind of cool, I think. What else we got up in here? Oh yeah, our live weekly updates and such. That's the page I was talking about. I wonder if it'll open there. Oh yeah, that takes you to the page, and like you could just watch the show right there. So we could watch 6/28/22. Look, we had Sue on there, and we hit play, and we're like, "Hey, that's awesome." That's really loud, so we're not going to do that. But it was fun, right? I'm just saying. Well played, sir. Yeah. So anyhow, and there's ways to reach us and things like that, and all that kind of stuff. And if you got any problems with the site for any reason, let us know. Reach out to us right here, info@contractorscorner.cc, and let us know what's going on. And we'll be expanding on that as well in the near future, and kind of lets people know what's going on, that sort of thing.
All right. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, Charlie, is we're hopeful that once we're exposed to the country at large on the Nemo show,
right,
that we start getting people involved in the community over on the subscription site that are not Swift people,
broadening the horizon.
And so one of your benefits is going to be, look, you ever thought about getting your own authority? Maybe there's some guys that join us that know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
We can guide you to an extent, but if we can get more guys involved, more people involved that have done this, that, and the other thing, Charlie and I, Mr. Swift, there is a reason for that,
right?
For that nickname. We really do like Swift. We enjoy working with the people we work with. We're profitable enough to keep us from going somewhere else. We just really like doing what we do at Swift.
With the people we do it with.
Right.
There's a lot to be said for that.
But, there's other opportunities, and we'd love to get other people and other perspectives in here. One of the things that Charlie and I are going to do is at that show is that the CFO of ES Advantage is going to be there, and we're hoping to corner him and ask about their different programs that we have hinted to but aren't all that comfortable talking to you guys about because we don't have details. But they do have a leasing program. They have a truck sales division. They will help you get leased on to their partner carriers. The two that they actually are willing to tell the world about are Panther and FedEx Custom Critical, are people that they work with. There are more, but they kind of keep those other ones kind of close to the vest for whatever reason. It could be kind of like the fuel card where they have contractual things.
Right.
But, we're going to look deeper into some of these other carriers and what they can do for you guys.
Right. Find out what the options and the ups, the downs, the ins and outs, and we want to expand our knowledge.
And I was just talking to someone on the Facebooks. I think it was last night or this morning. I don't know. I've lost track of time. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not actually working for money.
Right.
Talking about going to Landstar, doing this, doing that. I'm like, well, ask a lot of questions because I know some Landstar BCOs and I make more money than they do right now. How do I know that? I asked them.
Right.
Rates are in the toilet. And there's a certain way that you have to do things at these other companies that the recruiters don't tell you about, just like at Swift, right? at both Mercer and Landstar, two really good companies. If you want to up your game a bit, you're dealing with brokers. You have to, this thing that we teach about building relationships, you can't move your truck over to Landstar and expect to make $10,000 next week. That's not going to happen because it's a brokerage system. You got to build those relationships. You got to spend that time. And if you get one of these guys to talk to you honestly, they're going to tell you, give yourself a year to get your feet wet.
Right.
And again, be careful what you wish for. We keep saying, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
There was another group that I'm not going to mention. They were talking about, get this, Charlie. They had a rate con that they posted. Are you ready for this? 45 cents a mile.
Wow.
And of course, these guys are like, well, that's crazy. Who's going to haul that? I guarantee you someone took that load.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's like so far below market, it's almost not worth talking about, I guess. But we haven't seen that kind of thing ever.
Yeah, I remember talking to people during the peak of the start peak of the COVID stuff. And like I was talking to guys that were pissed off because they're getting 81 cents, 84 cents. And I'm like, well, I'm still doing $1.15, but that's cool. Whatever. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
They were not amused by me at all, but I felt for them.
Yeah, I know, Charlie, you didn't get a chance to watch the Dad IQ this week, but I watched it, and they were talking about the van and the reefer rates are pretty steady at this point.
Right.
They're within a few pennies of what they were last week. And their predictive models that they talk about made it look like it was going to stay that way for a while. But flatbed is going like this. It's at about a 30-degree slope down right now on the predictive models. And, flatbed has gone from 10 plus loads per truck down to 8 in the last 2 weeks.
Oof.
So even though we've lost capacity because we're still in that case where people are going out of business, like it's 2009,
right?
So we're losing capacity, but the loads aren't there either. There's something weird going on there, man. So Craig Hutchison said, or Let's Do Life on 18 Wheels. He says he misses Landstar, and you may not have been around long enough for me to talk about it, but I've always had kind of a Landstar fetish. If I was going to leave Swift, it would be for Landstar. I just really like their business model. Craig Hutchinson, some Landstar guys are hurting. A friend of mine just left. Yeah. I mean, when you're running broker freight, yes, you can negotiate most of the time. The way things are right now, well, it's like, Charlie, we were advising people 2 years ago.
Right.
Ask planners, how much money is in this load? Can you take me down an extra $100? Right now, there is no money in the loads.
Right.
There's no.
You're almost willing to pay them $100 at times. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
they won't let us do that.
Man, you can't even buy the shop a pizza anymore. They won't let you.
I know, it's weird, right?
I was going to buy the guys in the Troutdale shop a pizza like 2 or 3 years ago, just because I know some of them because I'm from there, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't do that." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't do that?" Well, Swift policy. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I tried to buy a stack of pizzas for the terminal one day, and Lonnie's like, no.
I said, I tell you what, I'm going to order 2 extra pizzas for myself by accident, and they'll be in the driver's lounge if you want some.
Right. Yeah, Lonnie beat me to it. He actually went and ordered pizza instead.
That's Lonnie.
I love that guy. He's awesome. Oh man.
Yeah. So here's the kind of guy Lonnie Raines is, and I'm gonna pitch Troutdale here in a second. So I sent him a text message on his phone yesterday, telling him what we were about to do and being on the XM and all that stuff. And he called me and said, "Hey, I got your message. That's way cool. How can I listen to it? Can you guys get it to me?" And the guy actually, like, I got into one accident in my career, my famous accident in the ice. Right. And I had been at the hotel, the highway patrol in Nebraska took me to a hotel for the night. And I was there for maybe 20 minutes, and Lonnie Raines is on the phone. It was freaking 11 o'clock at night, man.
Right.
And he's on the phone. Jeff, are you okay? I see that you got in an accident.
Was he terminal manager then, or was he the operations?
Terminal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you all right? Is there anything that you need? I mean, the dude was just, I was actually kind of floored because I've known this man at this point for about 12 years. And I liked him. But that one phone call, I was like, holy crap, this dude's cool.
Right.
You know?
And he actually cares.
So,
I mean, he truly does.
The thing is, though, is that they're in Oregon.
Right.
And when we were talking last night, he was telling me that, when I first started as an owner-operator at Swift, we had over 60 contractors out of that terminal. And life was good for the terminal.
Right.
Because we bring more money to them. It's not as much more as it used to be, but it is more money. And they're down to 5 now. And he's like, the problem is we can't hire out of the region.
Right.
We can't hire people from Oregon, Washington, or California, and that's our region.
Right.
He said, you cross the border even a mile into Idaho, and I can hire you as an owner-operator. But what they can do, and I for all of our Swift guys out there, maybe you're not feeling it from your OOC for whatever reason. The first thing we're going to recommend is you talk to your OOC and try and get that squared away.
Right.
But if there's just no way, Dana Nelson is the OOC in Troutdale, and she would love to build a small fleet of owner-operators and get that back up for Troutdale. Yep. And, the way Swift works is where you live doesn't matter. That doesn't determine where your terminal is. As long as you do not live in those 10 states or so where Swift won't contract,
right,
you can have your OOC in any terminal out there. And we highly recommend both Ocala and Troutdale right now. We're getting to know some of the other terminals a little more, and we'll probably add to that list. Just off the top of my head, we're looking at the Phoenix 4, that pod there. I actually went in and talked to them last time I was in Phoenix. I met them all. And Charlie, I don't know if you know this, but 3 of those people used to be owner operators.
Right.
So they know the business.
Someone else we're trying to develop at least I'd like to try and develop a relationship with is Jimmy Tucker out of Oklahoma City. Seems like he really would like to do some good things for a lot of contractors, and you guys have heard about him other places, things like that, and he's really trying to do some cool things, I think, and he seems to be real supportive of his contractors. And then of course the Ocala terminal, we love that place. Like seriously, they are an amazing team. Yeah, they clash. I mean, they're not for everybody, like any other terminal, any other leaders, whatever. You got to find the right fit.
When we talk to people about Dana, our OOC, the fact is you're either going to love this lady or you're not going to be able to stand her.
Right.
She's just one of those people.
That's exactly how I describe it to people when I'm like, either you will love her or hate her. You should call her and you guys should talk and feel each other out and make sure it's the right fit.
And
she's good at that.
That's another thing, again, our kind of developing motto is stop paying for a job and start owning your business. This is part of owning your business.
Right.
The people that you work with, you have
Building
to have
your team.
You have to build your team, and it has to become really close, right? If you're not getting along with the people that you have to rely on to help you, something's got to change. Either you need to get into one of my favorite books right now is Critical Conversations from the Critical Education Group.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
And I've been forcing my learning on Charley a bit over the last month or so.
Yes.
But yeah, learning how to talk to these people. Reading one of these books that goes over how to talk to people and be effective. A lot of times all it takes is sitting down and saying, okay, what do I want for myself? What do I want for this other person that I'm going to have to talk to?
Right.
And what do I want for the relationship? Actually think about that before you open your mouth.
Right.
And things will probably go a little better. And if you still have negative reactions, it's time to start shopping around. And you're gonna want to do like Charlie said. If you're interested in Dana out of Troutdale, call her, interview her. I used to say that she worked for me, not the other way around, but it's become this more synergistic relationship. This more we work together, and that's the point you want to get to, is where you're working together with these people. You're not working for them; they're not working for you. You really are a team.
Yeah. TK even says Dana's lovely because he was under her for a time when he was on Jeff's truck as his student.
Yep.
And if anyone wants to reach out to her, you can either call the Troutdale terminal and ask to speak to Dana, or shoot her a Mac 13. Nels D is Dana Nelson's code on the Macro 13 stuff. You know, and as we develop more of those codes, we will absolutely share that kind of stuff with you guys. And she's just a good lady. I mean, for Rosie and I, she's family, like legit. She, I mean, you know, we have talked way more about non-business stuff at this point in our time together than business stuff. She is a fantastic person to bounce business ideas off of, but we're all people and we all have ups and downs, and we've shared those ups and downs with each other. It's crazy. It truly is like a family thing up there.
So the amazing thing about Dana goes all the way back to 2007 when I leased my first truck. She tried really hard to talk me out of it. Like, oh, what do you want to do that for? Kenworth, what are you, crazy? All that stuff. But you know what happened once I made my decision? I called her and said, okay, Dana, I've got a truck ready. They're flying me down to Phoenix to pick it up next week. Oh, that's great. And, you know, she had said what she had to say about the matter. I made my decision. Once I made my decision, she was nothing but supportive from that point on.
Right. Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. Let's make this happen.
Now, in the back of her mind, she was probably saying, idiot, he's going to go out of business. But, you know, her role was to support me, and that's what she did.
It's amazing how that works when you get with the right people. And when you mesh together. I mean, look, Dana isn't for everybody. Sue isn't for everybody. Chris Chisholm, I'm sure, you know, out of Greer isn't for everybody. You know, things like that. You need to call. You need to be an adult. I know that's hard for us some days because it's really hard for me on a lot of days. I'm not going to even pretend. Adulting is hard. But
adulting sucks.
It does, man. I've been having a lot of adulting this week, but we don't need to get into that.
Oh, you have. You've been playing Fortnite all week. I know you.
Dude, I cussed out a 6-year-old last night. It happened.
He got banned by a 6-year-old.
Yeah, I got blocked by a 6-year-old. I told him to go get his mother, and then he blocked me. I won't tell you what I said to the kid right before I told him to go get his mother, because I figured I could have had a better argument with her than him, because arguing with a 6-year-old on a game is ridiculous. Oh, my God.
You're just pissed off because a 6-year-old is owning you on the field.
But he wasn't. That was the thing. He wasn't even playing with us. He was just somehow in our voice chat and just annoying the crap out of me. He just wouldn't shut up. Asked me, oh, why you got a default skin? I said, because I'm old and I ain't paying money for this game. He's like, oh, you're lame, dude. I'm like, whatever. And I said words that I shouldn't say to a 6-year-old, but I did. I don't care. I don't care. I admit it freely. I don't know how to talk to children. You don't want me.
So when Charlie was at my house a few months back, it was more than a few months ago, I guess. The children were quickly herded into the basement.
However, I did very good in his house.
You did really well, yes. You were very polite.
In fact, the only thing I said while I was in your house that was even questionable was jackass, which was bleeped on our podcast that we recorded in your kitchen.
Yeah, that was funny. Donna really liked that.
Yeah. Mark Olinger, I want to go back to you. So are you guys coming through Indiana this weekend? I'll be home Saturday. We will be in Fort Wayne, Indiana on Saturday at the Expedite Expo.
Well, I'm getting there Thursday afternoon. I don't know when you're going to get there.
Yeah, I should be there Thursday evening, night, something like that.
And then the event is Friday and Saturday. I think we're going to get Colton, the trucker CFO, to buy us dinner at some point.
Right. I believe that's Friday night or Saturday night or something.
I tell you what, I'm all about getting those free dinners from people.
Right. Whatever, CW talking about you can't trust a tire molester, whatever. Mark also chimed in. Hey, by the way, Mark, good to see you, buddy. Glad you made the live. He said Rob and Ocala is a good one too. And you know, so I've heard it both ways about Rob, right? I just think that different people mesh differently. You know, you click or you don't, right? And you move on to, you know, and you just keep interviewing and figuring out people's styles. I think that just, you know, you can say good and bad about everybody, right?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people who just can't stand me. I know that's hard for all of you to believe. Absolutely cannot stand me. Think, oh, listen to this big blowhard, blah, blah, talks crazy, doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Whatever. That's cool. And okay, I'm gonna let people in on a little secret that Jeff and I talk about all the time, which is really funny. Because there are people who can't stand me and love Jeff. And then there's people the other way around. And here's the funny thing is Jeff and I say the same thing in a different format.
Right. We use
Jeff and
words.
I agree on more things than we don't agree on. We just word them differently. And they're like, oh, well, Jeff made sense and you're an idiot. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. What works for you? I mean, I don't look, I'm good with that.
Yeah, our purpose is to help people. So regardless of which one of us you relate to better, doesn't really matter to us as long as you get the help.
Look, there was business thought put into this pairing of Jeff and I. Okay. When I was out on my own for quite some time trying to do a little version of what we have now, right? And I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. I mean, that's just reality. I knew I couldn't do this by myself. I needed someone who was going to challenge me, right? Who wouldn't just be a yes man, because I don't want a yes man in my life ever. Because that's, number one, it's no fun. I mean, there are people in the world. I'm sure you all have seen it. You'll talk to someone at like the lunch counter, and you're like, "Yeah, damn these brokers." And just for fun, about 5 minutes later, you're like, "God, brokers are the greatest," and they agree with you both ways. You just steer the conversation back and forth and get them to flip flop, and I just giggle inside when I do it. Anyhow, so who wants a yes man? And when Jeff and I came together, we're like, oh, you know, we have different ways of doing the things that we're both trying to achieve. We're both trying to achieve the same thing, a better business. We have different ways of getting to that, and we have different ways of expressing those ideas. So it's just like with, you know, an OC, a driver leader, whatever the heck you want to call them in your world, planner, dispatcher, whatever. You know, you got to find the ones that you can work with that work well with you and you understand them. Right. I mean, relationships are the backbone of everything that we do in this industry. You know, there are times when you want to talk business. That's just, you're like, I need to handle this business. But maybe I call Dana and I can hear in her voice that something's not quite right. Could be business, could be personal. I don't know. So, hey, Dana, what's going on? You sound a little off today, right? Oh, well, you know, I got this jackass driver, Charley, that, you know, he's always calling me and just harassing me and being a pain in my butt. And he doesn't do anything I tell him to do. But somehow he makes it. He's got me down. I'm like, you know what? I understand that. Every day I have to deal with a Charley, and I understand your pain. I have this one person named Rosie who has to deal with a Charley every single day, and that woman is a saint. So I get it, you know, but you know, I'm being silly, but the point is, be a person. You're people. Treat them like people. They'll treat you like people, and that relationship will grow, and you both will do better for it on a business side. I believe that's been my experience.
Absolutely.
You know, sorry, soapbox there, right? I even got a little goosebumpy on that because I don't know, you know, while giving the silly scenario, you know, we run into different things with different people, and rather than getting down to business, we're having to deal with, you know, oh man, that sucks, bro. Right? You know, I mean, life gets in the way, and don't forget that everyone's got their other life, and maybe you don't want to deal with that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but have a heart. Be a person. I don't know.
Person.
I know it's and even Rosie said Damon's family. Look, sure she sure is family. I can't even talk, but whatever. And Life on 18 Wheels said, which Rob? There's like a bunch of them there. Rob the OOC, yo. Just saying. There's only one Rob OC. Sits over there behind Grant, between Grant and Sue, on that wall. Just saying. Anyhow, so yeah, if you guys got stuff you want to throw up, by all means, please throw up questions you got. We actually had something earlier today.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
I got it. Hamey was talking about what oil sample. How are you guys doing your oil samples? What company are you using? And there's further questions on it. He said, what about rebuilding the DD15? Cost, time, things like that. And we've actually got some information that we kind of came across this week, and we're actually going to be dipping into those very things in the very near future. We're going to get Bruce Mallinson on here to talk about this very subject. But I'm going to let Jeff tell you about Polaris, or is it Polaris still?
Not anymore. No, right, it's Horizon.
Right.
Is who I use now. So the reason I use them is because that's the oil sample that Pittsburgh Power wants when they look at it and analyze the numbers. And yeah, let me see. Give me a second here. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh Power's website. I know we did this a few weeks ago, but I want to be sure because prices keep on changing.
Right. Oh, prices on everything are going nuts. I mean, parts, doodads, knickknacks, jigger whirls, everything. It's crazy.
Okay, so the test kits in the USA are $55 each. They used to be $30. So that gives you an idea of how things have gone up.
But that includes the lab work.
That includes the lab work and Bruce's people going over it for you.
Right.
And explaining it to you. And I wanted to bring something up for you guys that do have the DD15 motors, engines. I don't care, whatever you guys want to call them. I've done that debate before, so don't get mad at me. So there's a problem with the DD15s. Not really a problem, but something that shows up on the my oil samples. And this is only going to apply if you're doing the extended oil drains like I do. I've got 85,000 miles on my oil right now.
What's the longest you've done?
156.
There you go.
And the only reason I changed oil at that point was because of this problem. And that problem is that the base in the oil is dropping like a rock after 50,000 miles.
And just in case any of you don't know what base means, that is the chemical compound package that's in the oil that helps it do all the things that it's supposed to do, from lubricity to all those things.
So as far as I understand it right now, and when we get Bruce on, I'll ask him, if you're doing the 50,000 mile thing like the book manual tells you to, I don't think this is going to be an issue for you. But for those of you like me that only change your oil when the lab tells you to, we're dropping base after that first 50,000 miles.
Actually, on that source we were listening to, Jeff, they were talking that they're seeing the drop in base at about 35.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part.
They're starting to notice the base dropping around 35.
Okay, so maybe you want to do this earlier than what I'm thinking. So what they're recommending is the Hot Shot Secret TBN booster for your oil, to put that in, and that will bring the base back up. So if I go to the Pittsburgh Power website again, it's $59.99 on their website. They have it here at the Loves I'm sitting at for $10 more than that. So that might become part of our maintenance routine, is putting that in our engines.
So the base drop that they were talking about at 35 was when they were first starting to see the base dropping. It wasn't into those worrisome levels at all yet. And I believe they were saying that above 50 into the 75 range is when they were starting to really start seeing huge drops, right, where it was, detrimental to engine performance and life.
Right. And so why this becomes even more important, and I feel comfortable enough with the subject to say this, but again, stay tuned. Maybe next week or the week after, we can get Bruce on here to educate us. They're talking about not doing end frames on DD15 motors anymore.
Right.
That they're just going to last 1.5 million, 2 million miles, and then you're just going to go buy another truck. But Bruce was saying on this other program, that depends on you.
Power Hour.
Yeah, Power Hour. That depends on you actually doing the maintenance on the engine. You know, doing your oil sampling.
Right.
Having the fleet air filter on there, using the max mileage. All of those things. Because they're kind of scratching their heads right now, because like I got 2016. I'll turn 900,000 miles old next week. And my oil samples, other than that base problem, are like a brand new engine.
It's not showing any indication of needing a rebuild, in frame, anything.
Right. And so they haven't seen them come in for rebuilds yet. You know, a truck that's 1 million miles old is not coming in for a rebuild. So they're thinking that these are going to be trucks that, and here's what's exciting, if this ends up being the case.
Right.
So we're talking about in a career, right? You figure the average OTR solo driver runs about 100,000 miles a year. That's 15 years on a truck. You got 2 trucks and you retire.
Right.
That's what this means. So again, we're going to get Bruce on to talk about this, because we're going to talk about what he's seeing out there in the wild. If this is true, it changes the calculus on paying off that lease truck.
Thanks, CW, for popping in, brother. Sorry. You have a good night, man. Sorry.
So, yeah, it changes the calculus. You know, Charley and I are going to have a cage fight here in a couple weeks, because I can't say right now with this new information that I agree or disagree. We're going to have to hammer it out.
Right.
But we were talking about
numbers
at his age and when he wants to retire. Is it worth that $85,000 balloon payment at the end? Right. It might not be. We're going to have to run the math. But if you're in your 30s, like when we started, right?
Yeah.
That $80,000 balloon payment, that's nothing when you're going to have that truck for 15 years.
Right.
I actually did the math on Charley's truck. If this is true, his cost per mile on that truck is only 3 cents a mile over its life.
It's crazy
for the purchase price. Now, they did mention you're still going to have things like the one box issue, the transmission might need to be rebuilt, stuff like that. But those don't cost $60,000 to do.
Right. And they're having issues, one, with parts for these rebuilds.
Right.
And the amount of labor involved in doing the rebuilds on the more modern trucks, you know, on these 17, 18, 20, 23s, right? Mm-hmm. There's just so much work and so much, just the labor hours involved is what's making it cost prohibitive, so that, you know, you could be at 70 grand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were talking about someone had ordered a crate motor and got it at like 55.
Yeah.
Not counting install.
Right. So, you know, the calculus is changing with these newer trucks, I think.
Yeah.
And if their conversation over on Power Hour ends up being, you know, the truth, because right now we just don't know. The trucks aren't old enough to know. But if the indications are correct, I mean, that completely changes how we view that balloon payment.
Absolutely.
You know, and then that second truck, I mean, let's be real, life happens, economies crash, things like that. But you got 4 years of payments, then you got that balloon payment, and then you've got, so let's say you finance the balloon payment outside, because Swift's not going to do it, but you get the so it takes you 5 years to pay that truck off. You've got another decade without payments.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you could stroke a check for a brand new truck at that point.
As long as you keep playing right.
If you play the game correctly. Right? So yeah, that's a total game changer to me. It makes me feel good about my truck.
Right? No doubt.
The other thing they said, though, is that Rutherford actually said this. Now, when you start talking about before 2015, 16, we don't even want to talk about those trucks,
Right.
especially ones between 2007 and 2012.
Right.
So we just get rid of them.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because when you think about what happened, Charlie, it took a crazy long time, a decade, to get this emission stuff sorted out.
It did.
So that it wasn't just a money hole.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at 10 mile per gallon Volvos.
Right.
With no problems. So
I'm right on the edge of 9 with my Freightliner for lifetime. I keep I've hit 899 so many times in the last 30, 60, 90 days. You know what I mean? It's driving me nuts. And then I'll have a crap load where I have to just drive like a jackass and I'm super heavy and I end up with like a 7.5, which is crazy for us. Or, with, the 12 billion degree heat in Florida with the, 19,000% humidity. Yeah, and Rosie and I having to sit for 8 hours on a target load waiting. I don't know why, but whatever. And so on those rare times we do idle and then it screws up my lifetime.
Yep.
Drastically.
So a couple of us are trying the Hot Shot Secret additive package. And Craig and I were talking about it the other day, and I'm kind of reluctant to say, yeah, this stuff is great, because I've only ran a week on it.
Right.
But I can tell you the preliminary results are this. Those of you that run the West a lot know about this load from Lewiston to Cincinnati. Now, in my truck, keep in mind I have an older truck. The newer trucks do get better fuel mileage, so keep that in mind. I'm used to getting 6.9 on that load from Lewiston to Cincinnati, because those loads are grossed out. You're at like 79.5.
It's all freaking mountains.
And it's all mountains for that first half of the journey. So I'm used to pretty bad numbers, but it gets me to the east where there's more work and lighter loads. So my fuel mileage on that load of this trip was 7.4. The reason I'm hesitant to make a judgment is because, first of all, it's only a week, and we like to do at least 30 to 90 days. And it's hot as Hades right now, so I'm idling more. I have noticed, though, that, again, older truck. I got to make sure you guys know that. Older truck. My truck does not act like Charlie's brand new truck. I'm used to it idling when I have to idle a lot like this, having to do a regen at least every other day. And since I left the house 2 weeks ago, I've had one regen.
So it sounds like it's performing something.
It sounds like it's doing something. But give us a chance. I know Craig's trying it out, and I think I saw in the Facebook group that a couple other guys are trying it out. We'll just have to see. What I don't know yet is, so are we going to run the catalyst beside that at the same time? Craig had a discussion with Kevin Rutherford and Bruce Mallison when we first decided to try this stuff out. And what Bruce was and Kevin were talking about was, if the truck is spec'd correctly and the soot levels coming out of the engine are very low, you can probably get away without running the catalyst.
Right.
But if you have high soot levels, you need to run that catalyst. So again, older truck, I don't even have, you have the soot buildup meter on your truck, right?
Yep. I
do not have that. So I have no idea until I go back to DPF Alternatives and have them pull it and look at it.
Right.
So yeah, we're trying new things, guys, and hopefully it works out. When we get Bruce on the show, we'll pick his brain. Of course, he's going to sell the max mileage because it's his product. I mean, let's be real. He would like to see us probably do both. But we're gonna hold his feet to the fire a little bit and say, well, okay, so why?
Right.
Tell me why. Because the two things with the Hot Shot Secret, there's two different additives that you use. You use the everyday, which is more like max mileage. It's 1 ounce per 25 gallons, just like max mileage is. And then every 6,000 miles, you put their heavy duty stuff in, and that's supposed to clean the injectors and all that stuff. every 6,000 miles. And so when Craig and I were running numbers on it, it costs about the same as max mileage. Little less, but not that much by the time you add everything up. So, but if I'm looking at a 2 million mile engine, if I use a combination,
right?
I mean, we're talking about what do we figure it out at? The max mileage costs us like
0.007.
0.007 cents a mile. And I think when Craig and I did the numbers on the Hot Shot Secret, it was like 0.004.
Right.
So by mileage, and you need to be thinking about what things cost you per mile. That's something you should be doing. It's just not that much. Now, I know the sticker shock, you buy a gallon of max mileage, it costs you $235.
Right.
But I'm telling you, you will be amazed how long it takes you to get through that gallon.
Yeah, but it's about 30,000 miles for us in ours.
So obviously, the better fuel mileage you get, the less you're gonna use in a given period of time. So, we're advertising the fuel card now.
Well, okay. I like to rotate through stuff, right? Seemed like a good thing. We're talking about fuel and additives and stuff. Why not keep that price down, y'all? Get every tool you can that's going to help you get the best fuel prices out there. Especially with they seem to have leveled off this week, as you guys saw earlier. For those of you who are here, and
right.
For the products we're talking about right now, you can pick those up at Pittsburgh Power or the truck stops, or pretty much your favorite place. Heck, you can get the Hot Shot stuff at Walmart.
Yeah, actually, I got it
a really good
at Walmart.
price. Yeah, I was gonna say
I got it cheaper at Walmart than I could get it online. And don't even get me started on how much truck stops want for it. But
right,
because you know how that is, man. It
yeah.
The convenience fee.
Right, right.
Highway robbery, literally, is what it is. So
yeah, even Craig saying, Jeff, I believe your truck will hit minimum 1.75 million, easily 2 million. I'm hopeful. I'm with you, Craig. I was telling Jeff that I the way he was going, that he'd be well over 1 million before he even had to think about an in-frame. And I think with the numbers he's still getting out of the oil samples, that I think you're on it. And keeping them crossed for sure. Time will tell. The unfortunate thing is, other components, bull gears, things like that, right? I don't know how they're faring over the long term. It's those weird components.
As long as you don't have a red engine, you're probably fine.
Right.
Just put that out there.
That's fair.
For those of you that don't know,
that
Cummins actually got sued over a bull gear problem they were having.
Right.
They actually had like a couple of years worth of bull gears that were miscast, and it was causing them to literally just fall apart at about 500,000 miles.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was just past the warranty on that engine, and people got pissed and they sued Cummins.
Right. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, if you guys got anything, if I missed anything, do me a favor, throw it back up in the chat comments, and we'll try and touch on it.
That's an interesting one.
That the Greyhound busting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
Life on 18 wheels. Anyone heard about the Greyhound bus crashing into trucks? I have not heard about that.
That sounds like a bad day.
It does sound like a bad day.
I wonder if there's people on the bus. That'd be a hell of a ride, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine your bus driver goes crazy and just starts smashing into people. Maybe it was that Sandra Bullock.
Bounce.
Right. Maybe it was that Sandra Bullock moment or movie. What was it?
Speed.
Yeah. And nobody knew that he
hot
had to
quiz,
keep going.
Hot shot.
Right. And he just had to keep going, and I don't know, maybe it happened. Who knows? But yeah, so lots of exciting stuff going on this week. Sorry about my dragging personality today. It's been a long couple of days with us getting ready for this thing, and like Jeff is deadheading from Texas to Indiana. I was all stressed out yesterday and today trying to get a load up there, and then I was like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna deadhead. And then Sue's like, I'm gonna kick you in the junk. And I'm like, okay,
That's
I'll
why
take
I
that
didn't
one.
call Sue. I called Dana
know.
instead because Dana will say, yeah, whatever, it's your money.
Right. Oh, I got a talking to. It was right. It was justified. Don't get me wrong. And that's why we love Sue. You know, she will
Yeah.
give you her honest opinion from a business standpoint.
Well,
And
you know, the bottom line. I mean, you put yourself in our shoes, man. We have an opportunity to go on Radio Freaking Nemo,
right.
and there were a couple lows that would have gotten me closer to Fort Wayne out of Dallas.
Right.
But I just didn't want to roll the dice that something would go wrong,
Right.
and miss that opportunity.
Man. Blackbeard ETA on load board. I love you for that, man. We don't have one right now, bro. Hopefully we'll hear something in a meeting tomorrow, but
yeah, the last I heard, I posted on the private group. I think it's buried in a discussion thread, but it had to go back to the developers. Some bug went wrong with it, and so the version that we have access to is still the version that doesn't update.
Right.
So we could see the loads, but we have to call in and say, hey, is this load still available? Oh, it's not. It's already planned on another truck. Well, what about this one? Oh, that one either, huh?
Yeah, they planned that 3 days ago.
I went through a list of like 6 of them the other day with Dana, and before we found one that wasn't already on a truck.
Yeah, that's a bummer. And I didn't have that kind of patience this week. Like, seriously, I just did not have the patience to even look for a load on the board. Blackbeard 2027. Look, man, we are optimistic and we keep doing our end of it, testing and breaking, and right now it's on the devs, honest to God. That's just where it is, coding, whatever.
Yeah. I have I'm gonna out myself as a geek here. I'm thinking 25.
Nice.
And if you get that reference, you had a very good time when you were a teenager.
Well played, sir. So Craig Hudson said NTSB is looking at truck driver to be the blame, parking on the shoulder, 10-hour break for that accident. You know what? If a truck driver parked for a 10-hour break on the shoulder, I'm with the NTSB there. I know it's not going to be a popular stance, but that's the box I'm going to stand on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, was he at least on a ramp or something? I mean, I'd need more information.
Oh Lord, that sounds terrible.
I mean, I had a few students in my mentoring days that would stop on the side of the interstate to relieve themselves, and man, I'd about come unglued.
Well, I've told that story before. The guy that I had that had to poop, so he stopped in a travel lane and hung it over the side. Yeah, literally hung it over the guardrail. I had the popo show up and be like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I can't make it stop. I'm like, oh God, we're going to jail.
Yep.
Never mind. That was a terrible story. I'm not.
And Charlie's too pretty to go to jail.
For real. Especially back then. You like that bass?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Rest area was full. So he took the shoulder, according to the article. That is, gosh, man. Look, I know we harp on trip planning and things like that, but we got this exception rule now. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I mean, there's a way to get somewhere better. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I'm not trying to judge. I'm not, but from the good God.
3 dead, 14 injured.
That is insane. And Chris, exactly. When nature calls, you answer. But good God. Look, Charlie
and I were just talking about this the other day. How tight can you clamp it?
Right.
And both of us know exactly how tight we can clamp it because we had to.
I have done the 5-year-old grab a hold of your crotch and squeeze. Thinking it ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. And clamping the other side. Those are scary days, man. We've all had them. Don't act like you haven't had those days where you're doing that little waddle through the truck stop.
I used to tell my students too that one lie that every truck you can tell if a trucker's lying is if he says he's never crapped himself.
I'm not answering that.
I didn't expect you to answer it. I'm just saying. We've all got stories about getting that bad chicken in Vegas and having to go north on that.
I'm going to tell a story about Rosie this week. Falls into this subject. You ready for this? She did not poop herself. I'm going to kill the story right there. Okay. However, we were picking up a load over at Kraft outside of Atlanta, Union City. And we had eaten, I can't remember what the heck we ate that day. And we were sitting there. I was killing some time waiting for, 30 minutes to go by so I could start fresh on the trip down. And she heard a gurgle, felt a rumble dumble. Right. And if anyone's been to the Kraft in Union City, and if you're up by the guard shack, you know how far it is to the restroom. You ain't walking that in an emergency. So she's like, that's strange. And then she got a rumble dumble, gurgle, and got a cramp. And she's like, oh, what is that? Right. And then she got the third rumble dumble, gurgle, holy crap, there's a cramp. And she looks over at me and she is sweat. She just started sweating right then and there. It was rolling down her forehead. She said, can you please drive me over there? And I drove through Kraft at a high rate of speed with a loaded trailer, made a U-turn in front of the bathroom to get her as close to those steps as I could get her, because that's the kind of husband I am. And I laughed at her the whole time.
Chris Tucker wants to know, how tight can you clamp it, Jack? Clamp it.
Yes, sir.
I can almost make diamonds, I'm pretty sure.
Badumtis, he said.
Oh, we always get off on something, don't we?
Right. Exactly, Blackbeard. 10-200. Got to stop for the 10-200. And Craig, these accidents happen and they start talking about, well, this is going to help us bring more parking because of this tragedy. And unfortunately, this never seems to happen.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. It just really is a damn shame.
I don't have very much use for politicians. You guys know that. But this is definitely in their wheelhouse.
Right.
This has to do with infrastructure, which is a federal and state responsibility. I don't know.
Right. Life on 18 wheels. At the end of the day, we don't have enough truck parking. And you will not get me to argue that. I agree with you 100%. You got to do some planning. Don't run your clock down. You shouldn't have to be running your clock down to, 11 hours every day of drive time, right up to the end of your 14.
Unless I will do that on certain loads.
Right. But you have a place to be.
But it usually costs me cash money because I've got to figure out where I'm going to be and say, okay, I need parking there. Get the appropriate app up and pay for freaking parking.
Right.
I will do that if the load, if the load warrants it, and I'm like, yeah, I need that load this week. So that's what I'm doing.
Jeff and I paid for parking up in Indiana already.
Yep. And then we found out that we probably could have parked at the convention center, but hey. I'm an old guy with diabetes, so my question to Colton was, well, are the bathrooms going to be open at the convention center at midnight? Because I need them to be.
Right. Look, this age thing, and I'm just saying, I used to have the bladder of a freaking blue whale, and now it's like, Sneaky the squirrel out back. I'm peeing every 2 minutes. It seems like, good Lord. I don't think I can go more than 2 hours max at this point. Sometimes when I sleep, but even then, I mean, some nights I could be up twice.
Mm-hmm.
And my prostate's good, y'all. I keep track of these things. I'm just saying, get my yearly PSA done through blood, and those numbers are looking great. So it's not a prostate issue. It really is. I don't know. I think I just wore my damn bladder out, man, from all those years of holding it for 500 miles.
For me, it's the diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been on a lot of weird different meds over the last 2 years with this neck and the migraines and all that. So I don't know how those are affecting it.
Batman.
I mean, there's so many things. Yeah. So it's weird. It's kind of a trippy thing. I don't know.
There was actually a minute where Charley was talking like he might have another neck surgery, about the time of our 2nd year anniversary.
Yeah,
and I think that would just be hilarious.
I'm still pushing for it. They're thinking maybe we can handle it with some other means, and I've got some therapy coming up that I'm going to be working on. And they finally said, you know what? I asked them about going to a chiropractor, and they recommended my surgeon recommended a chiropractor that they trust to work with. So I'm going to be checking into that here pretty soon, and I got some physical therapists that I'm going to be working with real soon here in town, and getting to learn some exercises and stuff, because this is getting crazy. Look, TK, I'm type 2 diabetic. Every 90 minutes I'm in the bathroom. I hate it.
So TK, I've seen you post what you eat.
Right.
And I'm telling you, you got to cut those carbs, because when I eat a lot of carbs, I pee a lot. When I don't
Papa
eat a
Jeff
lot of
is
carbs,
speaking.
I don't. That's just the long and short of it. And I'm under tight control on the diabetes without any meds at all right now, just from diet.
Hey, you know what, Jeff? You know what that deserves?
Yeah. Of course, the barbecue that we've been invited to on Friday is probably going to ruin that for a couple days.
Right.
But I am not having barbecue.
The barbecue buffet, yo. God, I'm so excited for this weekend and nervous. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm a teepee. I'm a wigwam. Relax, man. You're too tense.
Oh.
But I'm bumped.
Snap.
Hey. So, yeah, TK said he's going to try that, Jeff. Just saying. No, you're not.
Like you slowed down?
Right. Oh, we are busting TK's backside today. But it's only because we love you, brother.
Yeah, but here's the thing about TK. You know, most of you haven't met him. I can see his laughter right now.
Right.
The man laughs with his whole body, and he just finds life entertaining. He's one of those people.
You know, you may not be aware of this, but he is another actually pretty good hugger, Jeff.
Okay.
I seem to have a thing for hugging large men. I'm comfortable with it. Don't judge me.
Maybe you would do okay in prison then.
Well, you know, I'll hug them. I got a line.
You might have your little job to comfort some of these guys.
I had to be the big spoon, but whatever. I can't be a little spoon. I'm not comfortable there. It's weird. We're about to go in a dark place. So, you know what, guys? If you got some questions, throw them up. Otherwise, we may wrap this thing a little bit early. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of beat today. I don't know how. Yeah. Look. Even Rosie said TK is a good hugger. See, I'm not the only one. There's proof out there. She's backing me up. And I don't even know where Rosie is. I don't know if she's out in the truck, if she's in the living room, the bedroom. So I'm not like, she's not in her cage. That I can tell you. Because I'm not controlling her right now. She's got free range, like, chickens and stuff like that. I think I allowed her to put clothes on today. So, yeah, I mean, she left the house. What? Never mind. Oh, that's hot.
You're following the rules of acquisition in your household.
Look at this. She's in the bedroom, Jeff. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're out of here, and I'm just playing. Oh, Lord. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to bed. Actually, I got some more work to do in the truck, I think, before I go to bed. Got to go get a shower, shave my ugly mug in my head, and all that kind of stuff for this weekend. And good God, man. There's a lot of work trying to look this pretty.
Yeah, this heat going on all around the country right now. TK says, I'm in South Carolina. I feel like I'm dying from the heat. It's pretty much nationwide right now. I've been watching the things. In Texas, where I'm at right now, it's going to cool off down to 85 tonight. So, yeah.
TK, drink lots of water, sir. Rosie, TK said thank you. He didn't say thank you to me, but whatever.
Yeah, Charley turned me on to this, TK. Gatorade has a zero product with no sugar at all in it.
Right.
And that does not spike my blood sugar at all. But I get all those nice electrolytes and the flavor that you're used to from a good Gatorade. Right. Without the diabetic consequences at all.
Cherry, the white one. I like that one.
Yeah, that one's really good. But I was so happy because I was wearing Opelika when Charley let me know about that stuff, because I was just dying, man. just water doesn't do it sometimes.
Right.
And so I
Rosie's been making me drink these packets into my water lately. It's called IV something or other, Hydro IV or something like that. I gotta tell you, man, the flavor is not bad. I don't know what flavor she gave me, but it was good. And I gotta tell you, it was a day that I went up to Ocala, and it was freaking hot and just ridiculous muggy up there. The humidity was, again, 1,000,000%. And I felt pretty good after that single bottle of water. And then I started drinking Monsters afterwards. So yeah. And just one a day helps keep you hydrated for the day. It's pretty amazing, honestly. It really is a good product. I'm not totally sure what the real name is. Life on 18 Wheels said Pedialyte is a good alternative. Yeah, like legit. There's no sugar.
I use this Light Balance.
Nice.
It's another one of those things, though. It's like $24 a bottle, but one cap full gives me enough electrolytes for the day, and I just put it in my big green cup with my water.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of times I put a no sugar drink packet in there.
Right.
But like I've been working on this bottle for 2 months.
Oh, so you literally just pour a cap full out of there into your cup.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I dig it.
All sorts of things you can do, especially those of us with the type 2. Man, it took me a long time, TK. I experimented with different foods. Like I'd get my blood sugar all nice and low, and then I'd eat something, and I'd test it. So at this point, I've got a pretty good menu available to me after a couple of years of doing that. Foods that I know are safe for me. Don't get me wrong. I will go get a pizza from time to time.
I love you back, Victor. Sorry.
But it's like the financial stuff we talk about. I know exactly how that's going to affect my body. And I do it anyway because I want a piece of frickin' pizza.
Donna asked, have we figured out how to get spouses their login? We haven't. We'll work on that soon, Donna. I promise. TK said his sugar stays about 140.
Okay, so
I think for him that's pretty good.
Maybe. I know that. So, you know me, I'm a reader. I've read a bunch of books and studies on this. So 140 is where you start seeing organ damage. So you want to keep it below that if you can. By tight control, I mean, so I just tested my blood sugar before the show. I ate a good meal before the show, about 2 hours before the show. I tested my blood sugar before the show, and I was at 115.
Okay.
And the calories in that meal was 560 calories. So it was a good meal, very satisfying.
Blackbeard's got a good point here. There's plenty of water in Coors Light if you can drink that junk.
Yeah.
Just saying. My bad. I argue that the Mountain Dew has almost all water, so
yeah.
I'm not helping, am
I? See?
I know. Jim Wall said, if you don't cheat on the diet once in a while, you'll go off the deep end. You have to give yourself a free day here and there. Is the hard part though is not making those too frequently. You start saying, oh well, here's my cheat day, once a week, and then it's twice a week, and then it's every day.
And that's when I fall off.
Right.
So for me, I could tell you what made the difference for me, Jim, was, and we're getting off in this more Rutherford stuff, but that's okay, I guess. I actually went and signed up for dietdoctor.com, and I got a bunch of recipes, all of which are 6 carbs or less. And I tell you what, they're tasty and they're filling. And I'm at the point now to where looking at like a candy bar makes me sick just looking at it, because I'm so used to not having carbs in my meals.
Right.
And again, there are some things. Pizza is one example. Life without pizza just kill me now.
Right.
So I'll have a slice every couple of weeks.
TK said, yeah, the lowest for me has been 109, but that was after a day of fasting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's legit. Just keep working at it. Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah, I know it's Swift. Like I have to keep my A1C below 8 or Swift will fire me.
All right.
And
they
that's
can't
pretty
fire
tough.
you, Jeff.
Well, they can do some stuff.
Terminate
So what I did
contract.
was I actually go to my own doctor that's on there. He's registered with the list that they like to see them registered on, and he just passes me, gives me my card, and that's it. And I give Dana my new card, and they don't say anything.
But it's also because he has your history. He knows
Right.
your history and what you're doing and the tracking of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, and you know that if you're with a carrier that allows you to just go to your own doctor, there's some issues with Swift on this one, so it's kind of controversial. They have to be on a certain registry, which you kind of find out there's more than one registry. So, but if
right.
you're at a carrier that lets you just willy nilly go to whatever doctor, the problem with the company doctors is they don't know you from anybody, and then they know that Swift says A1C has to be below 8, so they just won't give you a card. They don't know you. They don't know
Right.
the progress you've made in the last year.
They don't know if you're on your way up, you're on your way down.
Right. When you have your own doctor, they have your whole medical file, your history. They know you, all that stuff.
Bear Hunter said, "Hey, blog idea. I got the Beatus too."
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, let's be real. Our industry is very sedentary. Our people are very sedentary. They sit on their butts all day long. We don't do anything. We're too tired at the end of the day to go walk or work out or whatever, right? I mean, it's a real thing. You know, some could argue self-discipline. Some could argue this or that. Don't care. The fact is, we have a lot of guys who are in that overweight and obese or morbidly obese ranges. And we're not taking very good care of ourselves while we're out here moving freight around for the country to keep it moving. Right.
Yep.
And then we run into that career ending numbers.
Yes.
Because we're going to a doctor we've never seen before and doesn't care about us and honestly doesn't care because he's going to get paid for that physical no matter where he passes you or fails you.
Right.
And he's not willing to put his medical career on the line for someone he has no history with. He doesn't know that, you know, you were at a 9 and now you're at a 7.9.
Yeah.
To him, you're at 7.9, could be 10 next month.
Again, building relationships.
Right.
Coming all full circle on that. I don't know what this is. Do you, Charlie? What?
I think Mark is.
Bottle?
I think he's a Tawiwi bottle. I believe he's referencing earlier.
Oh, we're back to that. Okay.
Yeah. He could be lagging behind on the live feed, a few minutes behind us. And TK said that his is 6'9". So I mean, good on you, man.
Yeah, if he sits around 140, that's about right.
You know,
I go in fits and spurts on this stuff. Right now, I'm pretty anal about it because anyway, it'll be even funnier in a second because Charlie knows what happened to me when I tried to go back on my meds.
Oh Lord.
Because over my vacation, I knew I was going to eat wrong, and because 4th of July, right? So I'm like, I'll just go back on the meds for a few weeks. I was peeing out of my bum for 3 days. That's the effect of some of these medications.
We're back to poop talk.
So I decided, well, I better stay on the diet then. So I got my monitor back out, started checking myself, and I'm back on track. But man,
isn't there a kid's book out there called Everybody Poops?
There is.
There you go. Just saying.
It's been around since like the 70s.
There you go. I don't feel so bad about it now.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So yeah. Hey, we almost made it 2 hours, man.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing, Jeff. What do you say? If you guys got anything, throw it up real quick. I'll give you about 2 seconds. 1, 2. Nope. All right. We're going to wrap this thing. Hey, like always, I want to thank you all for being here. Jeff, you got anything else you want to throw at anyone real quick?
Join us in the new platform. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff over there that'll benefit everybody. If you do happen to be going through Fort Wayne, shoot us a message. Maybe we can meet up or something.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's right now it's rare for us to know that, hey, we're going to be at this place for 2 days.
They say there's truck parking.
Yep.
Jeff and I will be over at the pilot. Just saying, at night when we go to sleep.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, Charlie. The pilot has 240 truck parking spots, and the Flying J has 40. Is that backwards or what?
Right. And the pilot only has like 5 reserve spots, apparently, or something like that. That's what it said.
And we got 2 of them.
Right. It was crazy. We got like the last 2, according to their thing. That was a whole thing. So yeah, you know what? Come out and see us if you can. If not, we're gonna try and shoot a bunch of video. You guys know it's gonna take me a while to get things edited and put out. We'll see if we can't go live, maybe possibly while we're there, and do a little walk around. Hey, what's going on? Probably won't be long videos, but we should be able to do some live stuff.
So you think that's gonna be before or after the airbag video?
Shut your mouth. It's gonna be before the airbag video. How's that? How about never, okay. Jeff? How about never?
I just want to make sure we have a commitment from you.
Man. You're right. You're right. Look, I know, man. It's a lot, bro. I'm yeah. So, hey, don't forget, leave us some comments below. If you're catching this on the replay, go down below and say, hey, we like what you're doing, or we don't like what you're doing. That's cool. I mean, let us know what you think. If you got any questions, after the live stream is ended, again, leave them down there in the comments, or reach out to Jeff and I personally, or in the Facebooks, or you could reach out to us now in the private community. There is a direct messaging there to every member. There's a public chat available there. We're going to be doing some live streaming stuff over there, some webinars, some real-time learning. Those things will also be stored later for viewing if you can't catch the live stuff. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of things coming over there, and we hope that we get to see you there. Yes, we can do lives on the new platform. We've tested out a couple. Some of it's a little wonky. We tried to fill it up with 8 people actually live on the screen. We seem to have some problems there, but I think it'll definitely handle, Jeff and I and maybe one other type of deal for the more intimate type setting over there in the smaller group, and get into some deeper discussions. And don't get excited when I say intimate. And yeah, so we hope you guys will start joining us over there. Like I said, our special Facebook group deal is ending on the 20th. So if you're in the Facebook group, go up to the featured tab in the Facebook group, and there is a link for you to use. You can join at that ridiculously discounted price. I'm not going to get into what it is, but it is ridiculously discounted, and you'll keep that price for as long as you keep your account active. Everyone else, we do have a deal that started today. We are offering a nice discount, and I think the discount is really good on the annual deal, because our annual, so you can pay $29.95 a month regular price, right? Which comes out to like $354 a year, I believe it is. Or you could pay $269 a year, which is like 25% off of the monthly rate over the year. And then we're taking another 10% off of that for this special promotion that we're doing, since we're going to be on Sirius XM. So it comes in at like $245 or $246 for the year. So and you'll lock in that price, like I said, as long as you keep your
and
account current.
And I just want to touch on real quick, Charlie. So one of the things that's different about this is this is an all-inclusive subscription.
Right.
So you got other subscriptions where it's $5-10 a month, but then you want to take that class, $300.
Right.
$150. Everything we do in there, it's all inclusive. The live events, the classes, the one-on-one coaching, it's all inclusive.
Yep.
So
just got to reach out, schedule, and just make things happen.
Just to, we just want to make it simple and not mire it down. And I mean, let's be real, Charlie. You're already paying for something, and then I got to pay more now to take the class.
Yeah, that bugs
me out. It turns me off a little bit. So we figured we price
upsell. Oh man,
right. We figured we price it in a way to where we cover our costs of setting all this up, and that's just it. It's just that's all inclusive price, no upselling. Now down the road, will we have higher tiers? Maybe not. We're kind of struggling with that right now. because this does take time
right
to do. And so if a small group wants to have intensive training, want like 10 or 15 people that want us on there every day to coach them through something specific,
right
that's something totally different. But for your regular classes, one-on-one coaching, going over your P&L, trying to figure out where you can save money on your bottom line, on your expenses, that's all part of the deal. Just
so definitely check us out.
Check it out. And
Go over to contractorscorner.cc. Let me type it up in the chat. Just dip on over to that website there, contractorscorner.cc. You can get all the information you need to get from there. As soon as you get on that page, it's gonna show you that 10% off deal. For those of you in the private Facebook group, you guys have a link. I told you how to get there. Go up into the featured section. There should be a couple of posts there with the link to get you over to that price. So with that, Jeff, let's wrap this thing. We hopefully will be see some live stuff from us this weekend during the show. We're going to do our best to do that. At the very least, we will be walking around doing quite a bit of recording. We're hoping to do some interviews and some learning and stuff like that. So keep your eyes out for that. We may not have a whole lot of notice. If you catch it, great. If you don't, catch the replay. Drop us some comments. Maybe we do a live early and you say, hey, what about that? I saw something in the background. What is that? Maybe we can, drop a comment after that and we can go check that out for you. You guys be safe. Take care of each other. There's no one out here taking care of us but those of us in this industry, in our community. And we care about you guys in the community. It's what we're trying to build is the community. I know we use that word a lot, community, but it's big for us and it means something to us. So you guys, we will see you for sure next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And hopefully we'll see a couple times over the weekend while we're doing truck show expediter expo stuff. And don't forget to catch us on the Road Dog Radio. We will be on with Jimmy Mack and Colton Lawrence, who will have us on. We believe it's going to be 9 a.m. There may be some changes. Who knows what's going on? So keep your ears tuned to that. And I believe Jeff and I are supposed to be the first ones on that day. So, yeah, check us out.
Yep.
And give us a little support. Let us know what you think of it afterwards. And we will see you guys right here on Contractors Corner Consulting Group very soon. You guys stay safe. Take care of each other. We love every one of you. I do. Jeff may not say it, but that's Jeff. I'm Charlie. This is Contractors Corner. We'll see you guys soon. Be safe.